Bismillah, Alhamdulillah. Wassalat wassalam ala Rasulullah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam tasliman kathira. So, as somebody who regularly gives khutbahs and teaches classes, I think I might be going through like my own little withdrawal. So right now I'm sitting at the masjid. Been trying to spend time reading, spend more time at the house for myself. You know, we gotta, as Muslims, we gotta be honest with ourselves. Are we praying outside of the house because it's a religious obligation? Or sometimes are we praying outside of the house just to get away from the house? You know what I'm saying? And so now it's time we gotta really check ourselves and say, I need to be, can I have the patience to deal with what's going on in the house? Kids running around, dishes not getting washed. You know what I'm saying? Everybody kind of like trying, we gotta be able to be productive members and create a rapport with our families. And that should continue after COVID-19. Like, we shouldn't just always be like, I'm always gone. I'm like, I'm here, but I'm not. I'm like an absentee father, because that creates its own syndrome with our kids. They feel neglected. Our wives, they might feel neglected. Our spouses. And, our excuses, man, I'm praying at the masjid. You know what I'm saying? The masjids be empty though, so I'm like, all y'all praying at the masjid, why is that masjid empty all the time? But regardless of that fact, now that the masjid is closed, to give us all the time to actually spend time with our family, have the patience to deal with, our loved ones. You know what I'm saying? The Prophet said, khairukum khairu ahli. The best of you are the best to their families, right? So, and then the Prophet ﷺ said, and he is the best from us. Meaning the Prophet ﷺ was the best to his family. He wasn't just an absentee person. He wasn't, he had more responsibilities than any Muslim has today, man. Any Muslim man or any man, period. But he was a caring, present father and a caring present husband, spouse in his house. And you see that testimony from his family. So during this crisis, yes, our masjid is closed, but pray at home. Imam Shafi'i, he says that praying Jama'at with your family is praying in Jama'at. So pray at home with your wife and your kids and your parents and your siblings. And you know what I'm saying? Don't just, I gotta be outside. I gotta be outside. Because this right here is telling us that outside isn't always the best place to be. Sometimes it's about focusing on the house, and that's why I'm here now, just to make sure I know. And when time for Jummah, people going to come to the masjid and pray out front and just hang out in their cars. And I'm like, dude, you guys just go home, man. It ain't that bad. You know what I'm saying? Go home. You read Quran in your house with your family. You know what I'm saying? And make a strong, healthy family. That's what this nation needs. It doesn't need absentee parents. So we done had that a lot. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes we'll act like I'm doing my Islamic duty, but I'm making sure I'm never home. So I don't have to deal with the kids. I don't have to deal with the wife. We learn patience by dealing with our families. It's much, much harder for us to fake it in front of our families. And that's why the best of us are the best to our families. Because you can fake it at the masjid, you can fake it at your job, you can fake it at school. But your family, no, man, this dude got a temper problem. This dude be yelling and screaming and flying off the handle for nothing. They know you can't fake it with them. And sometimes we don't like to see that in ourselves, so we just try to stay away. But I'm encouraging people, during the COVID-19 is one more reason for us to spend more time at home, be better fathers, especially talking to the men, and then everything else will take care of itself, it really will. Allah's in charge. We see that, the Democrats and the Republicans, the Democrats again, they gonna work with the Republicans to bail out big business. Then they gonna come and ask for our votes and say that they progressives. But they really not. They all politicians, man. They all in it for the same thing. We gotta understand that we gotta get our things together so that we can be self-sufficient as Muslims in America, as members of the at-risk groups in America, members who ain't gonna be able to get these interest-free grants and loans for the billions of dollars. We ain't gonna be able to get that, so we gotta start spending our money with ourselves, with each other, and Allah knows best. But this shows, don't be telling me about vote for this candidate, vote for that candidate. All of them candidates are working for their bosses in these mega corporations. So we as Muslims, we gotta work with each other. We as black folks, we gotta work with each other. We as black Muslims, we gotta work with each other. And I'm speaking anybody who wants to help. We need to find out some strategies where we could come together. We could create an infrastructure strong enough to survive through these calamities. Because they going to tell us first was the mortgage crisis. You know what I'm saying? Now it's this crisis. They keep on pumping in trillions and trillions of dollars, but those dollars ain't necessarily shuffling down to the average person. We work for Lyft and Uber. We get sick. We can't drive. We can't buy groceries. We can't pay rent. When the COVID-19, we can't drive our cars. And that's so many of us. That's our jobs. That's why we haven't been filing for unemployment. And now that people aren't driving around, 3.3 million people file for unemployment. It's record numbers because the jobs that we have aren't jobs that our parents had. They worked in factories, you know what I'm saying? They worked in the bureaucracy, and all of them jobs is gone, and we, working for DoorDash. So we got to start thinking, what can we do to create an infrastructure where we don't have to just depend and work every day of our lives with no safety net. And as Muslims and as black people and inner city people and rural people who really don't never get nothing good from this system, we got to figure out how to do those things. Aqulu qawli hadha wa astaghfirullahi wa lakum.